Hello. It's quite hot today, so it's messing with my blood vessels good. So if I seem a little funky, it's because I'm overheated and funky today. But, whoops. Okay, because this has a bit of a slope, the concrete that this is resting on, you'll notice that it's leaning that way. The new slab that I'm building is leaning this way. So working on this side for that will be better. But, let's see if anything is hidden in there. There's a bunch of water. There it goes. Okay. So the whole idea here is to put this in a smaller container and get an idea of how much came out of here after basically the first 24 hours, as long as I don't spill it all. But then again, I don't know if any of this came from the rain, and when it ran down the dome, if it flowed into the collection channel, which is where the condensed water goes and then gathers here. Almost half, yeah, maybe half, because the top condenses, so I don't know, almost half or maybe half of 750 milliliter bottle. I realize that some people are going to see this as a different size than 750 milliliters, but this is one of the larger bottles, so it's not the 600 or 650 or whatever they are. This is 750. I took the label off of it so it would be transparent for recording. Actually, yeah, I've been prior to this, I'd been drinking water out of this very bottle, and I wasn't happy with how that water was starting to taste. That's a little warm, but it's been sitting out here in the sun now. Yeah, I'll store that in the shade there and come back for some cold water later. You can see as I'm building the new area for further testing, I've now lined it with a couple. They would be bigger pieces of tile if they were the original whole pieces of tile, but they were cut down. So basically, we'll just call that 2 halves. It's a little bigger than 2 halves. It's probably 2 3/4. So it would be about the size of 1.5 of the actual tiles. But that's where I'm gonna set up to do further testing and try and improve on this design and the function. You little buggers. Flies are interested in my experiment. Okay, I'm getting sweaty. Eventually, I'm going to set up the black pail with this. And the reason for that is so I can leave the unit closed when I'm doing small amounts of water, and then I'll be able to add the water from the outside without opening the unit. So I'll be able to keep the heat in, and it'll hopefully heat back up quickly, because the water will be going. I'm going to get a funnel, of course. Then the water will be going through this into the bottom of the bucket. With the heat still there, then it has to heat back up, which hopefully heats up quickly because of the cement slab and the tiles that I'm going to be placing it on. Yeah. So I'm going to try and create a heated environment. That's why you can think that I'm collecting water to be dishonest, but that water is being collected like that, like put out like that, so it can heat up for later usage to go through the evaporator condenser. So I'm not putting that water together to be false with it. I'm putting that water there for a purpose, so that it heats up, well, preheats, then when it gets put into the system, it'll further heat.